This whole number is made up of a whole mess of assumptions.
New allegations that the president falsified a jobs report to help him win the 2012 election. Is this the next big scandal to hit the administration?
I wanted to take this opportunity to say sorry to Mrs. Palin.
NBC News host Martin Bashir says, "I'm sorry" to Governor Palin.
To bring the discourse down to this level, that's par for the course from Martin Bashir.
But did his apology go far enough? A special Hannity investigation into the so-called knockout game, attacks that are taking place in New York City.
I think that there's a level of disrespect for the office because he's African American.
And Juan Williams responds to Oprah's racially charged comments. Hannity starts right here, right now.
And welcome to Hannity. Tonight, it is the next scandal that is about to rock the already badly bruised Obama White House. Now, according to the New York Post, quote, in the home stretch of the 2012 presidential campaign from August to September, the unemployment rate fell sharply, raising eyebrows from Wall Street to Washington. Now, the decline from 8.1% in August to 7.8% in September might not have been all it seemed. The numbers, according to a reliable source, were manipulated, and the Census Bureau, which does the unemployment survey, knew it. Now, I wish we could say that we were shocked, but last October, on this very same day this questionable report was released, we sounded the alarm that these numbers seemed very suspicious. This is what we said. In a move that is simply beneath the dignity of the Oval Office, it appears that the Obama administration altered for political gain the monthly jobs report. Now, less than 36 hours after the president was crushed at the Denver debate, the Labor Department has announced that the unemployment rate magically dropped to 7.8% in September. In addition, the number of people who found jobs last month registered at more than 800,000. And wouldn't you know it, that is one of the biggest one-month jumps in 29 years. Let me say this one more time. The biggest jump since 1983. Pretty convenient considering that Barack Obama currently finds himself in the midst of perhaps the worst political week of his life. Now, while the president claims that this unexpected news is a sign that America is, quote, moving forward, there are a growing number of skeptics that are now crying foul. Chief among them is former GE CEO Jack Welch. He tweeted this out: "Unbelievable job numbers. These Chicago guys will do anything they can't debate, so they change the numbers." Now, it's scary to think about what else the administration has done during President Obama's time in office. But one thing's for sure, Republicans are going to get to the bottom of this. Now, the House Oversight Committee put out this statement, quote, "The allegation that data gathered by the Census Bureau is being manipulated for any reason is extremely serious. The Oversight Committee has jurisdiction over the Census Bureau and will be thoroughly investigating those claims." Joining me now is the chairman of that committee, Congressman Darrell Issa, and the lawmaker who put out the statement we just read, Congressman Blake Farenthold, is with us. Welcome, gentlemen, to the program.
Well, thank you, Sean, and thanks for covering this issue of what is clearly a serious allegation.
Well, let's just assume for a minute that the source that they cite is accurate. What does that mean? Would that have an impact on potentially on the electoral results that makes the administration at least create a perception that's not true and using government resources to do it? What do you think the impact could be if it's true?
Well, it's certainly an indication, if it's true, that we've really got a government that isn't telling us the truth. We've had lies about Benghazi. We've had lies and lies and lies about if you like your health insurance, you can keep it. It's a pattern of lies that is really concerning. It's a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. You should be able to trust your government. And Census Bureau data in particular is used all over Wall Street, all over the government. It's absolutely critical that that information be accurate and its accuracy be impeccable.
Congressman Issa?
Well, Blake is exactly right. So many parts of government and private sector, including Jack Welch during his career, depend on the accuracy of this data, and the integrity of the Census Bureau has to be restored. Right now, this allegation puts it in serious doubt, and the ripple effect from Census to Department of Labor, but also to the Fed and whether or not they're going to add stimulus, QE and the like, all of that has a real effect. And even quite frankly, that jobs number certainly led to Wall Street making a different forecast. So we have to get to the truth. We have to make sure that this allegation is true. And if it is true, then we have serious cleaning up to do at the Census Bureau at a minimum.
What would the consequences, Mr. Chairman, what would the consequences be if in fact this is proven to be correct?
Well, whether it's the president getting away with saying that somehow Benghazi was not his statement or on his watch he told the truth about terrorist attack, or this, all of these go toward a president that enjoyed uplifting and favorable numbers going into the election, something for many reasons we don't believe he deserves, especially when you look at current events today when his signature legislation is falling around his ears, something that Republicans said on the day we voted against it.
All right. Now, Jay Carney actually responded to this earlier today. And by the way, I should point out the same Jay Carney that advanced the falsehood that it was a YouTube video and a spontaneous eruption that took place in Benghazi. That same Jay Carney, and the same Jay Carney that has also on other occasions said that it's only 5% that are impacted by losing their plans. Well, this is what he said, that nobody should listen to this earlier today during the press briefing.
Can I just ask you if there's anything to this report, or maybe you can just knock down that interviews were faked in the Bureau of Labor Statistics surveys on the unemployment numbers? Is there anything?
Well, look, I would refer you to the census. That story is obviously misleading. I think a lot of people shed a lot of credibility engaging in conspiracy theories last fall about rigged jobs numbers. I have to tell you, as somebody who's been here for a long time, when month after month after month the jobs numbers came in and then later were revised upward, it sure didn't feel like they were helping us.
What's your reaction to that, Mr. Chairman?
Well, you know, it's amazing that Jay Carney would talk about credibility when he reads the script, and the script so often is simply not true. But having said that, look, we want to get to the bottom of this. We want to know whether or not there's a problem at census, and that problem is serious, even if it's one actor. But certainly if the controls aren't there to make sure there's a check and balance, we take seriously the responsibility not just for the every 10-year census, but for month after month in which those numbers are critical to our economy and even a ripple effect to the rest of the world. So we'll investigate it, we'll get to the bottom of it, and if it goes like so many other investigations, Jay Carney will, at the end of the day, be wrong.
All right, well, let's go through this list a little bit because, you know, we've had the IRS enemies list, the DOJ targeting of reporters, the NSA spying, Benghazi, Fast and Furious. I guess you could probably add Obamacare to the list. Now, we have a montage of the president saying he never knew about the many scandals. I mean, there seems to be a pattern. Allegations are made, they deny it, facts come out later, and by the time the facts come out, they say, oh, that's old news. Let's just remind people of how they've responded to these past scandals.
On the website, I was not informed directly that the website would not be working as the way it was supposed to. Had I been informed, I wouldn't be going out saying, boy, this is going to be great. I said that I would look into the allegations. I mean, part of the problem here is we get these through the press, and then I've got to go back and find out what's going on.
I can assure you that I certainly did not know anything about the IG report before the IG report had been leaked through press, through the press.
I was not personally aware of any request. Obviously, we have an infrastructure that's set up to manage requests. He's indicated that he was not aware of what was happening in Fast and Furious. Certainly I was not.
Congressman Farenthold, is he aware of anything that seems to happen?
That's the problem. What's worse? I mean, I fire people in my office when they don't tell me something bad is going on. Part of your job is to know what's going on. Which is worse, knowing about it or not knowing about it? I mean, what is he doing, playing golf all day and not reading the memos?
Well, the president is very inspirational at times. He certainly reads a teleprompter well. But the business of administering this government and holding his various key deputies, his cabinet and so on, accountable seems to be an area in which nobody gets fired. And as a result, there's really no price to pay for not informing the boss and, in fact, not doing your job right. Whether it's a website or it's 2,000 weapons going over the border or, in fact, not dispatching anyone to save our ambassador and the other 3 that were killed at Benghazi.
All right, guys, thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate it. And coming up, speaking